TF2 has never had an official deathmatch mode, but man, Hightower is pretty close to being one considering how no team is able to push that card to the end. It's kind of funny how no one used to that map to play the objective. No, they treat it as their own unofficial deathmatch and sandbox level. While I do like Hightower as a silly DMing level, I tend to not play it too often because the sidelines are egregious and the people who roam the servers tend to not be too friendly towards NG mains. But despite that, it's still a very fun and popular map in the game. So it's not really a surprise why there are so many different variations made in the workshop, and casual even having two different versions as well, like with Hightower and Snow Tower, with the latter being an awful King of the Hill variant, because no one can get enough of Hightower. If you have seen my other map related videos, you should know by now what I'm doing, but in case you're new, what I'm going to do during this video is to explore different Hightower variants and just give my overall talks on them. Now, normally I won't be asking this, but I am so close to reaching 5k subs, so if you all would help me reach that goal by subscribing to my channel, I will be so grateful. No pressure of course. Now let's take a look at our first variant.
Incoming!
It will not be a Hightower video if I don't talk about one, if not the most recognizable meme map, Highertower. You know the deal by now, it's basically just regular Hightower, but the central tower is now very tall. It takes ages to reach the top, and good luck at trying to get the card to the top, as I have only managed to cap it once in my entire 6000 hour playtime. It's a silly level that I just had to include, otherwise people would have been asking where it is and probably have suspicious pipe bomb shaped packages in my trash bin.
That there was a fine piece of work.
Hightower Coastal reimagines the dry desert level into Ocean Bridge Island. This variation has two versions where one takes place during the day while the other is at night. I chose to go with the night version as I really like night theme maps. Can I just say how nice this level looks? Like, it's so nicely detailed, you got the beautiful ocean with different boats stuck nearby, the shore is so nice with the mix of sand and grass, and the buildings are really pretty with their white stone. This variant keeps the same layout but has few tweaks around the map. There are no cards in this version, so it's mainly just for messing around. There's this box thing where the rocks will be up here that connects to the platforms on each base, and there's even a lower platform that allows you to go to the water. Although I advise not going there, otherwise you might die. At the other side of the map there are now ramps that lead to the inside building, and there are no more stairs that lead there. Instead you have this jump pads that launch you to the top. And in the middle you got this boxing ring where you can duke it out with the enemy heavy. The small rooms that contain supplies have been expanded and now have an extra room, most likely added for engineers to have somewhat a decent spot to build the teleporters in. At the central tower side there's now a plank that leads to the cafeteria, which is being operated by 2 engineers, and you can even enter the bathroom where there's a statue of a sniper made from cheese. Hightower Coastal is a gorgeous variant that has some fun elements to it, like with the cafeteria. I enjoy the new dishes that were added, like the PS were rather nice as they expand the playable area, and I like how the water is an instant death, but rather gives you an opportunity to leave it if you get pushed down. Overall a very fun map, so let's move on to the next one.
I'm gonna beat you like a rented mule, boy.
This Hightower variant is a medieval reskin and take lodging in Alpines. I'm just kidding. I am not doing that again. In case you don't know, I spoke in Shakespearean English in one of my Twofold videos where I went over medieval version of Twofold. It was an absolute pain to try and pronounce stuff and was told to never do that again, as it sounded like I was having a stroke, so I'll just explain this in a normal English. This Hightower variant is a medieval reskin and takes place in Alpines, probably somewhere near the Groot Keep, and I have to say this variant is nicely detailed as well. I like the waterfall, the burning village in the distance is a nice touch, and the architecture that's based on the 10th century Europe is really nice, especially since both teams have these cool castles. I can imagine how chaotic playing on this map will be since it's a lot larger compared to the Groot Keep. For its actual changes it's mostly visual and it has those torches where you can set huntsman's arrows on fire. But other than those changes, it's still the same level, but now it looks medieval, which isn't a bad thing. Sometimes it's fine for a map to be just a simple reskin, but it just means that there isn't much to talk about other than how nice it looks.
Now I've seen everything.
Some wise guy talk it would be funny to simulate how it feels to live as a soft person, as everyone is tiny on this map, which also takes place in space. I guess Saxon Hale talk it would be funny to send mercs to fight off in the vacuum of space. I mainly included this in because I thought it was funny and because it reminded me of this friend who keeps sending me memes calling me short, so if this said friend is watching this video, you better hope I won't kick your leg.
This thing ain't on autopilot, son.
Hightower Clusterfluck is a control point variant of Hightower with 7 points to capture, and I just want to say one thing to the map maker. Fuck you for disabling sentries. How dare you prevent me from causing mental breakdowns to troll this with my spam that I call Mini Sentry. Yeah, that's right, I am very offended by this inclusion that I'm gonna skip your map. Yeah, fuck you.
Good night.
I'm just kidding, the level isn't half bad, even though it's still Hightower. It's a lot more green compared to the normal one. There are new hallways that connect from the cliffside supplies to the originally small room that has been enlarged to host one of the points. And the central tower now has a path to one of the control points as well, and if you decide to jump off the cliff you will be bounced around and launched to the sky, killing you in a pretty funny way. The level is fine, but I'll never get over the fact that I can terrorize the enemy team with my sentries, so I have to give this map 0 out of 10, it's worse than Woodville.
Good night, Irene.
This next Hightower map has problems with rainy seasons and randomly floods every now and then the same flood disappears on a moment's notice. It also has some other silly elements, like the central area has the big saw moving around, there are pumpkin bombs scattered around the level, we got the big hammer from the carnivals, and of course a portal that will drop you to the deepest pits of Inferno. This map also has some secret buttons that do something, but I wasn't able to find any. Overall, it's a fairly silly variant that could be fun to play with friends.
Woo! Job well done.
For our final map of this video, I want to talk about Hightower Cherry. This is a very pretty map as it has that Japanese theme. And no, I am not going to attempt doing this in a copy Japanese piece, because I'll spare your people's ears. This variant has seen few changes, like with the statue of Rick May, which I think is a good inclusion to any level that you make. There are now rails that lead down to the cliff that have small medkits. The tower has that entrance to a new room which this time holds supplies. The small rooms again are bigger that connects to the cliffside area, and it does the same bounce thing if you jump off from a cliff. And there are no payloads, so this level is used for messing around only. This variant is used like Clusterfluck, but it's very pretty. I am a sucker for Japanese theme levels. I love the architecture of the buildings, the pink cherry trees are beautiful, I like the details like having lanterns around the map. The samurai upgrade stations at each team's side, the tories at long distance, and I can actually build my sentries. So this map is pretty and allows me to terrorize the enemy team, which means I have to give it a 10 out of 10. I love to have an excuse to use Toho music on these videos and commit crimes against the opposite team with my sentry. And that's all the Hightower variants for this time around. While I'm not the biggest fan of the map, I can lie these levels very nice. Hightower has developed its own identity as a sandbox type level, and it's really lovely to see how people actually took that into consideration when giving their own twist on this classic map. Some of the levels just remove the payload, so you don't need to worry about people capping and ruining the flow of the gameplay, which is a rather nice touch. If this video does well, I might consider doing part 2 in the future, as again I got some extra left in stock, and make sure to also recommend your own favorite variants, as it will be interesting to take a look at them as well. So make sure to like the video if you want that part 2, comment down below your own favorite map zone today or a variant that you would like to see in the future, subscribe for more TF2 and have a nice day.